Hello. In continuation with application of derivatives, today we'll have to discuss about maxima and minima. Okay, maxima and minima. What is it? So before going to the questions, before going to the definition, first of all, we have discussed one thing. The discussion is, suppose when we throw a stone, okay, so we know that the stone will which will go upside and suppose this is a point from where the stone is being thrown, so it will go like that. Always everything, stone or ball, anything, when we are going to throw it, it will follow a path that is called a parabolic path. That means it will go from here, attains a maximum height, okay, and then coming back to the ground. Okay, so that is the parabolic shape. So whenever we are discussing about the maxima or minima, that means the maximum height or minimum height. So this is the concept which is based on this only. Okay. Let us take an example. Suppose this is x-axis and it is y-axis. And that is a function, any curve, it is in the shape of function. What we are understanding from here, see, you can see the function up to here. What is the picture here? When the value of x is increasing, then the value of fx, y means f of x. If x is increasing, then f of x is also increasing. Okay. So what does it mean? X increasing, f of x is increasing. But when we are discussing about this point, this curve or this interval, so in this interval you can see that the x is increasing, but f of x is decreasing. So there are, in a single function, there are two conditions. One, when x is increasing, f of x is increasing. Second, when x is increasing and f of x is decreasing. Okay. So now we are discussing about one thing. Between increasing and decreasing, there will be a situation that is called the constant situation. What does it mean? Suppose when we throw something, like if anything is throwing like that, okay, so it will attain a maximum height. After that, it will stop a moment and then coming back. Okay, so that is the position. Suppose it is a position where what happened? This object will stop for a moment, and then going back in the opposite direction. Okay. So what does it mean? If object is stopping here and then coming back to the other direction, that means it attains a maximum height. Okay. How to find this maximum height? You see, when we are taking this term f of x, what is this? F of x is greater than 0 because it is increasing. Here f of x is less than 0 because it is decreasing. So suppose this is the point on x-axis. So at point C, it attains the maximum height. Okay. So what does it mean? Through this point, if we are going to draw a tangent, so this tangent will be parallel to the x-axis. And tangent, what does it mean? Slope. And slope we can find by dy by dx. That means f dash x. So this point f dash x is equal to 0. Okay. And this point is called a critical point. At this point, whatever the height of that, that means here f of c is the maximum value. Okay. So that is one situation. Second situation is, suppose the function is like that. In this function, what is the condition? Again, it is x and there's a y. X is increasing, but f of x is decreasing. It is decreasing, less than 0. And from here, this x is still, it is increasing, but f of x is increasing. So it is decreasing and then increasing. That means there must be a position here. After that, this object at the rest, and now, or we can say that this object is changing its direction. Okay. So that means here, suppose this point is C. So what is coming here? Again, it is f of c, and here also the same condition, f dash x is equal to 0, because this is a parallel to the x-axis. Okay. So that means the object as a constant object, its motion is 0. What does it mean? Its differentiation is 0. So f dash x is equal to 0. So there are two different cases. You can understand one thing. When f of x is increasing and then decreasing, that means this object is attaining maximum height. But if f of x is decreasing and then f of x is increasing, that means it attains a minimum height. So this is maximum height at C. It's a minimum height at C. It's okay. How to define this? Actually, there are two conditions. Number one, suppose a curve like that. Okay. So in this curve, we will consider this is an interval. C is a point. Okay. So C is a point, and we are talking about actually the definition of that a function, a real valued function in an interval I, real valued function in the interval I. If f of x is less than f of c, okay, then the function is increasing, where x belongs to which interval? C minus h and c plus h, where what is h? H is a smallest positive value. Okay, so in this case f of x is less than f of c. What does it mean? It is the at point C the function is maximum value, and if f of x is greater than f of c for every x belongs to this, then this condition is it is the maximum and this is the minimum. Okay, so that is the condition. F of x is less than f of c. That means here we are finding at this point C maximum value. F of x is greater than f of c. At that point we are finding the minimum value. Okay, now let us take one more example, then you will understand the concept of maxima and minima, and after that we will start exercise. But before starting the exercise, I think the concept should be clear. I am taking a very good example so that you will understand it properly. It is x, here is a y. Okay. An example, I am taking a function f of x is equal to sine x. Okay. F of x is equal to sine x. Because you know that the graph of the sine x is like that. 0. It is pi by 2. This is pi. And between them pi by 4, and many angles are coming here. 90 and 180, between 90 and 180, what is come 90, 135. 135, what to write here? Pi by 2 plus pi by 4. 4, 2 pi, 3 pi by 4. So these are points. Okay, it's a function. Now let us see. We are discussing about that, the concept of minima and maxima. Okay. F of x is equal to sine x. First of all, if we differentiate this term, f of x is equal to sine x, so after differentiation, f dash x is equal to, it is coming cos x. Okay. And after differentiation, because we want to find a point, this is the point. In that point, what happened? This is the tangent which is parallel to x-axis, so that means f dash x is equal to 0. Means cos x is equal to 0, and cos x is equal to 0 in cos pi by 2. We are talking about this interval only, 0 to pi by 2. In the interval 0 to pi. Okay. Because many times you will see that the value of 0, pi by 2 and 180 pi by 2. Okay. So cos x is equal to cos pi by 2. That means x is equal to pi by 2. So what does it mean? The point is the critical point. This is the value of pi by 2. Okay. At x is equal to pi by 2. At x is equal to pi by 2. Which value we are finding? The maximum value or minimum value? How to find out the maximum and minimum value? We'll check it f dash x or f of x. Okay. Because its test is for the first derivative, second derivative, and simple by the function. Okay. Many ways why we can check it. So at x is equal to pi by 2. If I put x is equal to pi by 2 in the function, f of pi by 2 sine pi by 2, it is coming 1. So at x is equal to pi by 2, the value is equal to, that means f of c is equal to 1. This is the maximum value. Okay, maximum value, how can we check it? I told you that f of x is less than f of c. Okay, f of x is less than f of c. The value is maximum and you can check it. In place of x, we can put any term up to from here to here because c minus h. So between 0 to pi by 2, I can put any value like pi by 4 if I want to put here. So what is coming? Sine pi by 4 is less than sine c, that is 90 pi by 2. You can see sine pi by 4, sine 45. What is sine 45? 1 by root 2 is less than 1, which is true. Okay. So f of x is less than f of c, that means the function is maxima. So this is the value at x is equal to pi by 2. The value, maximum value is 1. Okay. And on other side, f of c on other side, because this is okay. So that is the check. F of x is less than f of c. It is coming in the interval c minus h up to c plus h. So in this interval it is increasing. So what does it mean? It is the maximum value. So what we have to write here, at x is equal to pi by 2, at x is equal to pi by 2, the maximum value of the function is 1. It is okay. At x is equal to pi by 2, the maximum value of the function is 1. But the situation, this graph, it is not complete up to here. This is the sine function, it will go continuously in infinite times. Okay. So here we have discussed about the interval between 0 to pi. Okay. Another here pi is to 2 pi, 2 pi to 3 pi. Many intervals are there. So in this case, because here we are talking about a definite interval between 0 to pi. So this is the value of x is equal to pi by 2, at x is equal to pi by 2, f of x is equal to 1. This is the maximum value in which function? In a local function. Okay. What is this? This is the local maximum value. Local maximum value, it's not a complete value, it's not the value in this complete interval. It is local maximum value in the interval 0 to pi. Okay. Because this interval is given here 0 to pi. Right. Absolute maximum value, when we are using the term as an absolute maximum value, what does it mean? There's no interval is required. Everywhere, whatever the value is a maximum is treated as absolute maximum value. But here we are talking about in this interval only. So this is the local maximum value or local maxima. Okay. So this is the difference between local maxima or absolute maxima. Local minima or absolute minima. So that is one. Same function will be tested by first derivative test. First derivative test is, this is f of x is equal to sine x. First derivative f dash x is equal to cos x. Okay. And by first derivative term, f dash x is equal to, it is coming cos x. What does it mean? F dash x is equal to 0. That means x is equal to pi by 2. Okay. So here we'll see that x is equal to pi by 2 is coming. Right. X is equal to pi by 2. In the first derivative test, this is a pi by 2 coming. We'll differentiate f dash x and cos x. Now this is cos x. In place of x, you can put between 0 to pi by 2 any value. You'll see which result, which sign is coming. So from 0 to pi by 2, if you want to put pi by 4, what is coming this? Cos pi by 4, cos 45, that means it is 1 by root 2. And 1 by root 2, that means it is greater than 0. Okay. Next is f dash x is equal to cos x. And now I am going to put the value between pi by 2 to pi. Okay. And between pi by 2 to pi, suppose I have put here cos 3 pi by 4. That means cos 135, and 135 I have write 180 minus 45. Cos 180 minus theta minus cos 45 pi by 4 minus 1 by root 2. What is coming this? Negative. So what did I tell you? F dash x is greater than 0, and here f dash x is less than 0. Okay. So rate of change is greater than 0. F dash x, what does it mean? When the rate of change is greater than 0, that means the function is increasing. Rate of change is less than 0, what does it mean? The function is decreasing. So the function is increasing and then it is decreasing. That means which value we are getting? We are getting a maximum value. Okay. First increasing, second decreasing. Then we are getting maximum value. First decreasing and second increasing. Then we are getting which value? Minimum value in the interval. Okay. So this is the concept of maximum and minimum. One more test is there, second derivative test. For second derivative test, but before going to the second derivative test, we have to understand one thing, like y is equal to x cube. Suppose this is a function, y is equal to x cube. The value of this function is something like that. Okay. Here what happened, if you differentiate our f of x is equal to x cube, f dash x is equal to, it is coming 3x square. 3x square is equal to 0, x is equal to 0. This point is coming here. And in this point, we are not getting even the function is increasing or decreasing. Okay, no idea we are getting it. This is x is equal to 0. So what to write here? At x is equal to 0, the function is neither increasing nor decreasing. So this at x is equal to 0, it is called point of inflection. This is a point of inflation. Point of inflation, it means at that point we are unable to determine the value is increasing or the value is decreasing. Okay. So if the function is neither increasing nor decreasing in the given interval or anywhere, then it is called that the function is neither minima nor maxima, and the point is called the point of inflation. Point of inflation. Okay. So this is the concept of maxima and minima. Now we are discussing questions. Taking exercise 6.5 questions. Okay. Find the maximum and minimum values if any of the following function given by. Okay. Exercise 6.5. First part. F of x is equal to 2x minus 1 whole square plus 3. In this question, what they are saying? Find the maximum or minimum values if any. Find the maximum or minimum values. Okay. I think in this function, need not to differentiate first derivative, second derivative, nothing is required. While seeing the function, we can understand f of x is equal to 2x minus 1 whole square plus 3. Okay. What will you understand? 2x minus 1 whole square. 2x minus 1 whole square, what does it mean? Its value is always positive, greater values. Okay. Value will be increasing upside and plus 3. So that means there's no limit to the upper side. No limit to the upper side. Now let us check to the lower side. Lower side, what is the condition? What is the minimum value of this term? 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1 is equal to 0, therefore 2x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1 by 2. So if I put x is equal to 1 by 2, then the value is coming 0 because it is a whole square and it will never be in the form of negative. Okay. So that means the minimum value at x is equal to 1 by 2, its value is 0. So when I put x is equal to 1 by 2, then f of x is equal to, this term is 3. Okay. Can you find out any other value which is less than 3? If anything we want to put and we are getting the value which is less than 3, which is not possible here. Which is not possible, reason because 2x minus 1 whole square, its minimum value is 0. Because there is no negative value possible here, it is whole square. So minimum value is 0. 0 plus 3, that means 3. So what does it mean? The minimum value is, therefore, minimum value of f of x is 3 at x is equal to 1 by 2. At x is equal to 1 by 2, the minimum value is 3. Okay. Maximum value we cannot find it because maximum value go up to infinite. Minimum value is 3. It's sure that less than 3 we are not getting any value from it. Okay. So in the first part, all the questions like that only. One more question I want to discuss here. Third part of it. Minus x minus 1 whole square plus 10. This is f of x is equal to. Can you get maximum or minimum value in it? Now see, x minus 1 whole square, we'll write here, x minus 1 whole square is always greater than 0. X minus 1 whole square is always greater than 0. That means the greater than 0, it's a positive term multiplied by minus, minus into plus, it is minus. So this term is negative. Okay. And plus 10. That means here which value we are getting, the negative value or positive value. You can see minus type you can go up to infinite. Minus 20, minus 30, 40, whatever it is, minus up to infinite you are getting. What is the maximum value in it? In it, the maximum value is, what is the value of x minus 1? The maximum value of, you leave this minus sign. Maximum value of x minus 1 whole square is, sorry, minimum value of x minus 1 whole square is 1. X minus 1 is equal to 0, therefore x is equal to 1. So when I put here 1, so it is coming 0. Okay. What is this? 10. So here the maximum value is 10. Maximum value is 10 at x is equal to 1. When you put x is equal to 1, then the maximum value is 10. Now you try to put any other value. Let's suppose you are going to put here 2. 2 minus 1, 1 square of 1, 1 minus 1. So 10 minus 1, it is coming 9. Okay. So you are not getting any value which is more than 10. You are not getting 11, 12, 13 because here is a minus sign. Okay. So this term is positive. Positive multiplied by negative minus. So finally the value of this term is negative. Okay. So that means the maximum value is coming 10 in the positive. And other the minimum value, there is no limit. Many values are there. Okay. So these are the questions in which derivatives are not required. Simply while seeing the function you can understand whether the minimum value possible or maximum value possible at which point. Okay. Same as question number 2, also find the maximum and minimum values if any of the following functions given by f of x is equal to mod x plus 2 minus 1. One question I am taking of mod f of x is equal to mod x plus 2 minus 1. Is also while seeing the function we can understand we are getting maximum value or minimum value. Mod x plus 2, what does it mean? It is always positive. Okay. If it is always positive, so x plus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 2. So at x is equal to minus 2, the minimum value is 0, minus 1. Okay. And after that, anything which you can put here. Suppose you are going to put here 4, 4 plus 2, 6, 6 minus 1, 5. Okay, so that means here which value is possible? The minimum value minus 1 is possible. Okay, so here at x is equal to the minimum value is minus 1 at x is equal to minus 2. Okay, so while seeing this we can understand it, because one thing is clear that mod, any value is having in a mod, its minimum value is 0. We are not getting any minimum value than 0 here. So x plus 2, how will get 0 here? X plus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 2. Okay. One more question of it, that is third part. H of x function is equal to sine 2x plus 5. Sine 2x plus 5. It's a very interesting question. Here we are able to get both the values, minimum and maximums. Okay, minimum and maximum, both the values possible. Put, see, because one thing we know that sine lies between minus 1 to plus 1. Okay, sine lies, as we know that sine lies between minus 1 to plus 1. Or as we know that the value of sine lies between minus 1 to plus 1. It's okay. That means minus 1 is less or equal to sine 2x is less or equal to plus 1. Okay. So the minimum value here minus 1 we can put here. So I'll write here minus 1. Minimum value is minus 1 of this entire term. So what is coming here? H of x is equal to minus 1 plus 5. That means it is 4. So the minimum 4, minimum at x is equal to minus 1. And when we put here 1, so what is coming? H of x is equal to 1 plus 5. That means 6. Maximum at x is equal to 1. If you put x is equal to 1 here, sine 2 something, whatever it is coming here, but its maximum value is 1. So 5 plus 1, 6. Minimum value is minus 1, 5 minus 1, 4. So both the values are possible here, maximum and minimum. Okay. Question number 3rd. Find the local maxima and local minima under the interval. Find the local maxima and local minima if any of the following function. Find also the local maximum and the local minimum values as in case they may be. Okay. So some questions are given. I am taking a question from this exercise, third question number 3rd trigonometric questions. I am taking h of x is equal to sin x plus cos x. Sin x plus cos x. 0 is less than x is less than 2 pi. Sorry, 0 is less than x is less than pi by 2. Interval is given 0 to pi by 2. It's open interval 0 to pi by 2. And we are going to find the maximum or minimum value possible. Okay. Using the differentiation here, differentiation method, h dash x is equal to the difference sin x is cos x plus difference of cos x is minus sin x. Okay. And for maxima or minima, h dash x is equal to 0. So I write here cos x minus sin x is equal to 0. Cos x is equal to sin x. What does it mean? Sin x upon cos x, tan x is equal to 1. And between 0 to pi by 2, because the interval is given, open interval is given 0 to pi by 2. In the open interval 0 to pi by 2, there's a one value of 1 in 10, 45, 10 pi by 4. Tan x is equal to 10 pi by 4. So x is equal to pi by 4. Okay. At x is equal to pi by 4, what we are finding here? Hx is equal to, I'll put the value. See, this is h dash x, differentiable term. Let us see the differentiable term is what? It is greater than or it is less than, because we are going to find the maxima or minima or maxima or minimum values. Okay. So I can put here, put x is equal to pi by 4 in h dash x. Okay. So what is coming here? I put x is equal to pi by 4, not pi by 4, exact pi by 4 when we put here, then we are getting the result 0, because this is the interval. So pi by 4, 0, pi by 4 and pi by 2. Between 0 to pi by 4, between 0 to pi by 4, we can take any one of the numbers. So I am taking pi by 6. Pi by 6. Okay. And let us see which sign is coming here. H dash x is equal to cos pi by 6 minus sin pi by 6. The value of cos 30, root 3 by 2. The value of sin 30, 1 by 2. Root 3 minus 1 by 2, which is greater than 0. That means h dash x is greater than 0. It's increasing. Now, put x is equal to between pi by 4 to, that means between 45 to 90, 60, pi by 3. I'll put pi by 3 in h dash x. H dash x is equal to 60 cos pi by 3 minus sin pi by 3. Cos 60, 1 by 2. Sin 60, root 3 by 2. It is coming 1 minus root 3 by 2 is less than 0. And what does it mean? Here h dash x is less than 0. Which condition? In the function, it is increasing and then it is decreasing. That means at x is equal to pi by 4, which value we are getting? We are getting maximum value from increasing to decreasing. Okay. First the curve is going up and then going down. So at x is, so we have to write here, since h dash x is greater than f of c, h dash x is greater than f of c, or h dash x is greater than 0. Okay. Simply write here. What the definition says, c minus h and c plus h. Okay. So I'll write here first, h dash x is increasing and then h dash x is decreasing. And what does it mean? At x is equal to pi by 4, at x is equal to pi by 4, maximum value is h of x. Here we have to put the value in the function, maximum value pi by 4. So sin 45, sin pi by 4 plus cos pi by 4. Sin pi by 4, that is 1 upon root 2 plus 1 upon root 2. So 2 upon root 2, root 2. So what is the answer? At x is equal to pi by 4, the maximum value is root 2. Okay. So that is the first derivative test. Second derivative test, if we want to solve this question by the second derivative test, once again we have to differentiate this term. Okay. And just we want to see the sign. See the second way of the question. Suppose if you don't want to do this less than 0 or more than 0. So the second procedure also we have here is alternative procedure. We have done at x is equal to 1, that means x is equal to pi by 4, you are getting this. Now let us check whether the function is increasing or function having a maxima or it is a minima. So what should be done? This term h dash x, again differentiate. So what is coming? This h double dash x is equal to, differentiation of cos x is minus sin x and differentiation of sin x is cos x minus cos x. Minus sign common, sin x plus cos x. And now what should be done? In place of x, we can put x is equal to pi by 4. So when we put here x as sin pi by 4, 1 upon root 2 plus 1 upon root 2, that means minus 2 upon root 2. And if the minus sign comes, in the second derivative, if minus sign is coming, that means the function is having maximum value. Okay. On the second derivative, it is the minus sign is coming. What does it mean? The function is maximum. At x is equal to pi by 4, the maximum value is root 2. Okay. And if in place of minus, if there could be a plus sign, on the second derivative, after first derivative, on the second derivative, this I did not tell you in the explanation. On the second derivative, if minus sign comes, that means the function is maxima. And if plus sign comes, that means the function is minima at given point. Okay. And this second derivative test we'll have to use in most of the questions. It is very important. But by the first derivative test, this is the procedure by which we can use, and we can use the first derivative only and finding maximum and minimum values. Okay. Other questions are same like that. If in the question they are asking prove that the function do not have maxima or minima, so again on the second derivative we are not getting the value x is equal to 0, we are getting function is neither maxima nor minima. Like the logarithmic function, like the exponential function, these are neither maxima nor minima. Okay. One question I am taking from question number 5th. Find the absolute maximum values and the absolute minimum values of the function in the given. Okay. So one function I am taking, question number 5th. And trigonometric terms already we have taken. I am taking this third part of this question. Find the absolute maximum value or absolute minimum value. Okay. F of x is equal to 4x minus 1 upon 2x square. X belongs to minus 2 to 9 by 2. Okay. That is a question, maximum or minimum values. How to solve it? For maximum and minimum values, we are using the second derivative. It's more simple than the first one. Differentiate f dash x is equal to, it is 4 minus 1 upon 2, and differentiation of x square is 2x. So f dash x is equal to 4 minus x. For maxima or minima, f dash x is equal to 0. So when I put f dash x is equal to 0, 4 minus x is equal to 0, x is equal to 4. Okay. What we have got it here? X is equal to 4. So okay. Now what should be done? Again, differentiate of f dash x with respect to x. So this differentiation, f double dash x is equal to, so 0, its differentiation is minus 1. And this minus sign shows minus 1 is less than 0. That means at x is equal to 4, the value is maximum. At x is equal to 4, the value is maximum because second derivative is minus. So at x is equal to 4, the maximum. Now how to find the maximum value? Maximum value is, now here we have to put 4. So f of x is equal to 4 into 4 minus 1 upon 2 4 square at x is equal to 4. So it is coming 16 minus 16 divided to 8, 8. So the maximum value of in this function is 8. You're not getting the maximum value under this interval more than 8. Okay, you can check it. And by the first derivative test also we can solve this question. Between 0 to 4 will take 1, the function is increasing, and between 4 to 9 upon 2 4.5 the function is decreasing. So first the function is increasing, second it is decreasing. What does it mean? The meaning is it is having a maximum value at given point. One question is given here, question number 6. Find the maximum profit that a company can make if the profit function is given by. The point of business, P of x is equal to 41 minus 72x minus 18x square. This is a profit function. Profit function equation. Find the maximum profit that a company can make if the profit function is given by. Maximum profit. Okay, this is a profit function and we are going to find a maximum profit. What should be done? Differentiate with respect to x. P dash x is equal to 0 minus 72 minus 36x. Okay. P dash x is equal to 0. Why? For maximum and minimum. So minus 72 minus 36 x is equal to 0. Okay. This is minus. Yeah, all minus sign here. I'll take minus 36 common. So it is coming 2 plus x is equal to 0. That means x is equal to minus 2. Okay. X is equal to minus 2. Second derivative. P double dash x is equal to, this term is 0, it is coming minus 36, which is less than 0. What does it mean? So maximum. Okay. For maximum. This condition for maximum. Now we'll put x is equal to minus 2 in this equation. X is equal to minus 1. P of x is equal to 41 minus 72 into minus 2 minus 18 minus 2 square. 41 plus 2 2 is 4, 7 2 is 14. This is 2 2 is 4 and 17 4 is 72 with minus sign. Okay. So it is 5, 8 and 1. 185 minus 72, 5 minus 2, 3, 80 minus 7, it is 113. Okay. So at x is equal to minus 2, the profit is 113. At what point in the interval 0 to 2 pi by 2 pi the function sine 2x attains at a maximum value? Okay. This question I am solving, question number 8. 8th question of this exercise. Question number 8. Condition question is, at what point on the interval 0 to 2 pi does the function sine 2x, f of x is equal to sine 2x, function is 0 to 2 pi, okay, attains its maximum value, right? Same procedure, first derivative, f dash x, sine 2x it is cos 2x, multiplied by again 2. For f dash x is equal to 0, maxima and minima, 2 cos 2x is equal to 0, cos 2x is equal to 0. Okay. Cos 2x is equal to 0 between 0 to 2 pi. Between 0 to 2 pi. Where you get a 0. Cos 2x is equal to 1 is cos pi by 2. This is 0. Second, cos 2x is equal to cos, so 90. After 90, 270. 3 pi by 2. Okay. So there are two places where I are getting 0. So 2x is equal to pi by 2. X is equal to pi by 4. 2x is equal to 3 pi by 2. X is equal to 3 pi by 4. So there are 2 points we are having. X is equal to pi by 4 and x is equal to 3 pi by 4. Okay. And now let us see the second derivative. F double dash x is equal to f dash x is 2 cos 2x, f double dash 2 cos 2x minus sine and 2x. And again differentiation of 2x, that is 2. So f dash x is equal to minus 4 sine 2x. Okay. Here let us check. If I'll put here x is equal to pi by 4. X is equal to pi by 4. Then what happened? F double dash x is equal to minus 4 sine 2 multiplied by pi by 4. Pi by 2. So it is coming minus 4 sine pi by 2 sine 90, that is 1. Minus less than 0. That means at x is equal to pi by 4, it attains a maximum height. Maximum. And now let us check at x is equal to, put x is equal to 3 pi by 4, which condition is there? So f double dash x is equal to minus 4 sine 2 into 3 pi by 4. So it is coming minus 4 sine 3 pi by 2. What is the value of 3 pi by 2? It is 93 at 270. Okay. So 270, may I write here sine 360 minus 90. Sine 360 minus theta sine 90, that is 1, but minus sign, it is in the fourth quadrant. So minus it is plus. So it is coming less than 0. Oh, it is coming plus. And plus, what does it mean? It's greater than 0 minimum. So that means there's only one point, x is equal to pi by 4, at which it attains a maximum height. Because there at second point is 3 pi by 4, but at 3 pi by 4 it is not attaining maximum height. Maximum height is attained at x is equal to pi by 4. Okay. So put at x is equal to pi by 4 in function f of x is equal to sine 2, x is pi by 4, pi by 2, that is sine 90, and sine 90 means it is 1. So at x is equal to pi by 4, the maximum value is 1. Okay. So these are the questions of this exercise 6.5. Okay, let us continue this. In my next lecture, we'll have to continue this exercise as well as one miscellaneous exercise. Till then, bye. Thank you. Take care. And thanks for watching.